Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back. New week. Lots of things happened at the end of last week. Welcome, team. Maciej, Patrick, welcome back.
Hello, hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, everybody. How's going on your end?
All good, guys. And so today we're going to focus. So last week, if you guys have followed us, we were live all week and we were covering obviously a lot of the tech earning Max 7, but we were also covering silver and gold. We do that every morning. And of course, the topic for the week is definitely what's going to happen to silver. We saw obviously a big flash down on Friday. Gold, silver, obviously Bitcoin as well has gone was going down all over the weekend. So today we're gonna mostly spend time on this. And one of the things, of course, is if you followed us last week, how could you have predicted such a move, and what was the data telling us? So today we're gonna focus on that. Of course, we're gonna look back and see what the data told us. But yeah, maybe Maciej, you've been kind of like talking and covering this all week. Maybe we start with you, and then we're gonna go into the chart and questions.
Sure. So welcome one more time, everyone. So let's jump exactly to CTA models. What is going on? As usually, we have our big money follower on our dashboard each day. One per day, we have new information what is going on around 6 a.m. Eastern time. So gold dropping, silver dropping, palladium dropping, copper solid right now, aluminum plus minus on the same level, and what else? Of course, Dr. Dollar rising. So if we know what is going on, let's come back and check what we was saying last week about gold, and not only. So first things first, green line represents cool CTA positions, and I was saying to you few times per week last week that around 0.05 usually, as you can see, we can draw a line here or draw a box between 0.04 to 0.05, and usually where CTA coming to this area, what is going on, they reducing position, and later we have also correction on the market. And last time, of course, you can check on our YouTube on the live session from last week. Each morning we will stay with you. Boom, voila, we're coming near to 0.05. I was telling you about a few facts, like we have no more interesting person trade on option futures chain. That was first alert. Second, CTAs was dropping and price a little bit rising, divergence. And the last thing, boom, we have domino mode and everything was apocalypse. Why? FOMO effect right now is ending, and we start this week also with the new info from CME, like hiking maintenance margin. And Monday we start with gold plus 10%, silver plus 30%, palladium plus 25%, and palladium 22%. So this Monday, in next 13 minutes, the pit session from CME will start with new margin, and not only it will be tricky period on the beginning, so be careful, like I was saying last time, be careful here with your position. Maybe it's time to figure out some ideas, because this is very danger environment and condition on the market. Also, what we have else, silver, not the same kind of situation. Why? Take a look. Last time, last 2 years, the high spot was 0.03, and on the end of 2025, what we get? 0.04 correction, and correction in the price. Then another pump. We touch like on gold 0.05 area, and right now we're dropping. Amazing drops. Last 3 days shows how FOMO effect can be real quick flush from the market. To be honest, really flush. So sometimes it's better to have plan A, to have plan B, and plan C. So if you don't know what is going on the market, it's better to step back and take a look. I hope you have lessons also from this last 2 or 3 days from the market, what is going on. The good one, you will remember, you will looking and trying to understand what was happened, how it works. Then in the next future, if something like this will happen, then voila, you will be prepared. And right now, let's jump exactly to our gold. So we were saying about CTA positions. Right now, option chain, what we have, main strike 47, later 49, and 5K open gap 5-2 area. So plan is simple. I hope everybody know where is the biggest strike, what kind of volatility we have, and what kind of regime. Right now, as you can see, we are staying in negative gamma regime. What it means for us, we have extended moves, not kind of normal as usually, and of course we have it also on our charts because, for example, one M5 candle on gold have 80, 100 bucks. Right now, nothing special for that kind of environment and condition on the market. Another step, we start right now with the last snapshot from the futures option chain. Yes, exactly, from futures option chain, 4850 plus minus area, later 5100 is interesting, and 4950. Below 47, tiny profile. Another day, also negative gamma regime, but less expiring. Today, near minus 7%, tomorrow minus 2.5%. And what we have, do we have similar picture? 46, 49, between 48.50 and main battle 46.75. Will be interesting what will be happen here. It will be help and push or not. But tomorrow we will try to cover this, or on the next day, no worries about this. Another silver right now, few strikes, negative gamma regime below 100. So everything right now below 100 can have extended moves. Main strikes 58, 55, around 70, 75. Then we have a gap, and here around 90 will be much more interesting place. If we can come back here, why not? We are after more than 20% drops, so we jump to the Bessa in 3 days, plus minus. Also above 120, still the biggest one, but right now I will be much more focused what we have on our intraday snapshot. And the last one for today, for silver, expiring minus 4% of gamma. Tomorrow, positive, near zero, but it's still positive. Main strikes 71.50, 75. Later we have a gap 85 plus minus, and next one is 90. And still the same area like on gold futures, negative gamma regime. Still we are sitting here. Tomorrow we have zigzag, as you can see. So if we stay above 81 tomorrow, what we have right now, till 90 positive gamma regime with some choppiness area and a bit of windows. So it will be also interesting move what will happen today and how will this change in intraday data. But for that kind of moves, what we have, of course, GLD, SEAL, SLV, GDX, so VANEC, also ETFs could be helpful in this stuff, in this condition, to take a bigger view on the markets of metals, what is going on. But right now, let's jump to our chart and let's see what is going on. So first thing first, we start with the gap, come back to cover and get on overnight. Right now, new lows, plus minus 44.20. Coming back to the place from Globex open, and will be interesting. Why? From the low right now to the highest point, plus minus, is more than 400 bucks. Yes, exactly, 400 bucks. We dropped near 500, we're coming back 400. Right now, near $1,000 move on Globex session without start pitch session. Pure massacre. Pure massacre. I love that kind of conditions. So what we can map, of course, blind spot 1-day max with put support 0 DTE 48.50, later on 49 as a plan A, HVL with GEX and another zone, of course, round number, core resistance with risk triggers from 2 and 3 days ago, convert from GLD to jet contract on gold, the new one 5K as another target. But if we would like to see some correction, plan B. So first thing first, risk trigger with GEX 5, later put support with blind spot and GEX 4700, then open gap, 1-day min, risk trigger, blind spot and GEX 46.50 plus minus, so each time $15 move as a gap, and later lower band and risk trigger 44.76. Below, of course, we have something, and when we converting GLD to jet contract, the last snapshot with lower band sitting around 450, 40.50. Yes. So you should have also, from my view, that kind of view what is going on, and let's come back, check also what they do. We was saying about correction. The first one correction didn't hold. We get a flush, so extended correction is around 161. Right now price is above. We exactly touch around label 200%. But also what is interesting from the bigger picture, that was near the highest points in October 2025. Later, we was fighting in December. So exactly we coming back to the base when the last impulse was generated, accumulated, and not only. Now let's check what will be happened. So I hope this is clear. What we can draw here to help us to have a clear view what is going on. Of course, from my view, boom, voila. Our main trend line from correction is broke, confirmed, and right now we have impulse to the upside. Looks wealthy from my view. Next step, GLD. Of course, take a look. We was saying about correction. Voila, 161 with normal GLD from NISA. We touch it and have reaction. Very often, that kind of moves we can call ping pong. What it means, 161 to 100, so 453 is interesting point from my view in next few days on GLD. I will be trying to catch that kind of move. But if we drop as a plan B, boom, what we have below, lower band, later HVL, and put support. So plan B, I hope, is very clear. If we come back to our main channel, extra, it will be my first confirmation that put support and 1-day max as a cluster with target from a simple correction 1 to 1 will be our main plan A. Later, bigger gap, lower bands, and another gap as a plan A. Call resistance with gamma wall and HVL will be sitting in my mind. Right now, also what is very interesting today, give me a second, GBZ near 44. Right now, I don't know, it's predicted move is so much important with that kind of other conditions what we have. Let's check what will be happen. Predicted move plus minus is more than 3%, but looking what we have today on our chart near $1,000 move before we start. I will comment like this. But what is interesting? Today, from my view, our main ticker silver. Why? Boom, voila. What we have, ladies and gents. How we call it, Patrick? From 1-day min to 1-day move, 1-day max. So today, main ticker for me is silver. Here right now showing what is going on the chart, especially on the metal side. Why? 1-day min is holding, its support is holding, 1-day max right now is main core resistance. Voila. When you also see chart to chart next to each other, gold and silver. Give me a second for this. Voila. Exactly. Silver, take a look, was touching 1-day min and put support. And we have also in the same time similar candle on gold and reaction. This is why I'm telling you as a pro tip for today, silver as a main ticker for metals should be provide you good ideas. I hope it's clear. If you have some questions about this, let me know. And then I will jump to SLV, so silver ETF, and also we will check what is going on Dr. Dollar. Silver magnetic points are gaps. So first gap is covered, the bigger one sitting here. Second, third, and fourth. Similar picture like on gold. On the same view, we are coming to the base when this whole last impulse will start. And similar view where we come back to the December's higher era points. So all-time highs on end 2025. Right now, hold this, but right now we start in 1 minute pit session so we can check what is going on. And the last thing from my side, of course, Dr. Dollar, we was saying about this that perhaps is finish of that kind of correction, one-to-one from the bigger picture that era 95.2 was plus minus as a first bottom, and if this not hold, then extension correction is around 586 point per dollar. So right now, one-to-one correction is holding. What we have new impulse, new base. Also, condition on USA market are changing. We have information about new FOMC chief. So let's check what he will bring to the table and later how Dr. Dollar will be react.
Amazing.
Patrick, do you see something interesting on your charts?
So what you was asking about how we named this is the classic handshake, by the way.
Of course.
One of our A plus setups. So handshake is if we are going into the same gamma levels, like 1-day min, 1-day max, for example, put support, so put support UDTE, and so on. Yeah, what I'm seeing on my end. So the indices was really interesting today with the swing trading models, as I have here on my chart. So then we can jump in also into our playbook session. So in the morning when I was starting, number first was really like adding the swing trading levels to my charts, like here for the Dow, I add the DIA, so I convert from DIA to the Dow, SPX to ES, NDX to NQ, and the Russell to the Russell futures. And guys, this is really amazing. So this was like an eye opener for me today, how this was working. So if you're looking into the DIA, here we was finding our support. Again, it's the 4-hour candles. And it was also confirming with the 1-day min. And take a closer look how this was going to, yeah, I would say, was a good move. And we was having the same, by the way, on the ES, where we was crossing 1-day min. We was also holding our swing trading levels. We have the same with the NDX. We hitting the lower band, boom, and we going higher. And we're also going across 1-day min. So we are in the range at the moment. On the Russell, we have also the same picture. So this was for me a huge confirmation today in the morning in the London session, seeing that the lower bands was holding, the 1-day min was holding at the same time. This is really like how you can, by the way, build your own edge with the MenthorQ levels. So we're providing you with all the levels. You can plot this on your chart. Technical analysis, yeah, we can use technical analysis, but we have forward looking with our MenthorQ gamma levels. And this was really, really, really powerful to see. First, we're holding the range from the swing trading levels. As you can see here, crossover on all indices. We was going above 1-day min on crossover all indices. This is really, really interesting for me, by the way. And as you know, I'm a big fan of call resistance and put support and also the 0DTE levels about this. And we was also talking about put support 0DTE. We are above on the Russell, but on the ES, we are at the moment below. If we're looking into NQ, we are above. And also on the Dow, we are above. We have, by the way, last week, Fabio, I don't know if you remember, we was talking about the call resistance. And this was really funny. We was on all assessed below call resistance, but NQ was the only one who was not in play with this. And today we have the ES who's a little bit cheating that we stay below put support 0DTE. So this is one of my major one where I would be looking for now. How will be the put support 0DTE working? Why? Because I know that we be on the Dow, that we be on the Nasdaq, and that we also on the Russell above put support 0DTE. So the ES is the only one was at the moment not in the play. This is one thing what I was observing on my end. And then if we're going into the full picture, what I mean with the full picture, as you know, we from MenthorQ, we provide you with all gamma levels. We have futures like ES and NQ. We have also the indices with SPX and NDX. And also we have the ETF with SPY and QQQ. And not only we have VIX and SQQ. So that's why I'm using the full option chain, because different option chain, different traders. So this is really interesting. So we have white from today and yellow. It's basically from Friday. So number one is that I'm taking a closer look if we see some change in the option chain from yesterday's or previous day levels compared to today. What I'm looking first for is always the 1-day min and the 1-day max. And I see, of course, because of the price move, what was already having, that the 1-day min becomes lower and also the 1-day max becomes lower. And also interesting is for me, the 1-day max and the 1-day min, they become lower, but the call resistance, they become higher, like the call resistance CODT. Here we go. And last but not least, the put support 0DTE is at the same area. This is for me and really good information. And I think, Fabio, you was explained this really well on Friday when we was taking a closer look into this in crude oil, where we was also seeing something like this. Why are we seeing, for example, that the call resistance or the call resistance CODT goes higher? What could be the reason, Fabio?
Yeah, like that could be, for example, we always have to think that basically the options are forward-looking bets that the market is taking on an asset. So when you see a core resistance shifting from a level to a level above, that could mean a few different things. It could mean that the market thinks that we could be reaching higher strikes, so it's kind of like a bullish kind of signal, and therefore the highest gamma is projecting on a different level, which is higher than the previous one. So that's like kind of like a bullish sign that we believe, or the market believes, that there could be more pressure on a higher level, and that's why maybe the core resistance goes higher. If you're looking at zero DTEs, then that means that obviously something is changing intraday a lot, where the core resistance zero DTE is shifting from a level to another one. So that's worth paying attention.
Yeah. And if we're talking about SPX and if we're talking about ES, let's stay there for a minute before we're going also into the NQ. And I think it's worth again to talk about the importance about the 7,000. We see again the one-day max is around 7,000, and also above the one-day max we have the call resistance, zero DTE gamma wall. So again, the 7,000 is psychology-wise really, really important. And also the high wall and the high wall zero DTE is only shifting with around 10 points. So between the 40 and the 50, that's the major area. So if we're taking a closer look into SPX, 6950 is our magic area with the 6940. So this range we should be taking a closer look into if we can targeting again the 7,000 or not. I think everything will be happen at 950, between 940, where we have our decision area. And if we take a closer look into it, it makes totally sense, because this was also the days before where we have all our price action. So that's why 6940, 6950, take a closer look with the 7,000 as psychology level. This would be also the same for our ES. It's 20 points higher, one-day max and call resistance a little bit 20 points higher. And also for the high wall, here we have the 70. So this is something where I'll be looking for if I'm looking for ES and if I'm looking for SPX. And last but not least, again, our VIX is so important for me, because the VIX is for me timing my entries. And as you know, I'm using my VIX blind spots. My VIX blind spots are the VIXy icon I'm using based on my MenthorQ custom levels indicator. I put in here the VIXy levels with the query bot from our Quinn levels, asking for VIXy and then converting VIXy to VIX. And here we go. Why is this so important, and why is this my hidden blind spots? Take a closer look where we are now. We are on the call resistance and also call resistance CUDTE based on VIXy. So at the moment, based on VIXy blind spots, we have now our A plus set up in the play. And also we have a nice range for our A plus setup, because we have here the call resistance CUDTE from the VIX. So today's box is between 18 and 1860, where I expect if we're going up or if we're going down, we will see some price action. So between 18 and 1860. So this is my area where I want be watchful. I want for if we can holding the box, getting higher, coming back to one max, or if we're dropping and targeting the next box where we have put support and also the put support from the VIX. So this could be, for me, one of my major reasons what I'm looking for, targeting the one-day max again, where we came from. If we holding the box and getting up, this would be meaning we get some sell pressure on the market, or if we dropping and coming to the put support, zero DTE and put support, and this would be meaning we having a little bit more buy pressure on the Nasdaq and not only also on the ES. So that's basically what I'm looking at the moment on the VIX. For the NQ, really interesting. And someone was mentioned this also in the MenthorQ Pro Room. Take a closer look to the put support here on NQ. And also, I think we will see this on NDX. Here we go. This is not changed. There's something sitting. So we should be taking our attention to this area. Why? Because this would be a huge drop. This is meaning that we will be getting this? No. This is only meaning having a plan A, B, C. So if we get the downside move, you have something where you can be taking a closer look for. And one thing, what can be possible trigger some downside move if you're looking into the Magnificent 7, And this is something what I'm looking for really close today is Meta. Why Meta? Because we're getting, as you remember, we get the earnings. Meta was going to the moon, and now it's really interesting for me to see on Meta. Can we hold the 700 psychology level, by the way, round number, and then dropping 40 points back to high volt ZODT? If this would be happened, then I think my put support on NDX or NQ could be in the play with a nice setup also with the VIX as we was seeing before. So Meta, really interesting for me. And also one thing what is also changed, we was talking about Apple a lot. We was seeing very often the put support, and this was put support ZODT, put support ZODT the days before. Now we see a shift between put support ZODT and now call resistance ZODT. My question for you, Fabio, why we see now a change from put support ZODT to call resistance ZODT? What is this meaning based on the option chain?
So that means that core resistance shifted lower, right? From the left to the right. So obviously, the highest gamma is now on a low. Highest gamma for the next expiration is now on a lower level.
Cool. So that's basically what I'm looking for today, guys. And also, I want to talk about in the last points about our blind spot roadmap. So what we're using, MenthorQ blind spot levels indicator, create a roadmap. I have ratio 6 today on ES, on the Dow, on NQ. Only on the Russell, I changed this today to 3. And then let's have a closer look. We will take out the levels, having only our roadmap, because the roadmap today is also really amazing. Let's remove the drawings, by the way. Here we go. And Q is also working. And this is also such an amazing trading roadmap for today. Guys, take a closer look here. The red line, decision area for me, based on the blind spot gamma levels. Why? Take a closer look. They're telling me this. Be careful here. So now we are approaching this area. And also we was getting not so much move to the upside. So we was catching this. So, and also what we're seeing on ES, what formation, I know you know it, guys. So that's why technical analysis basics. So be careful with this. On the NQ, also very well respected. We see the box here. They was also respected on the days before. If you're looking into the previous levels, here we go. So that's why the trading roadmap for me is today really nice. On the upside, on the Russell, man, it is really crazy. But we see here also the formation, what we're seeing now on ES, on Russell before. So, but let's see if we can hold this here on the Russell or not. If not, we have also our risk triggers here, but be careful with this. So Fabio, this is really at the moment what I'm seeing on my end, what I'm looking for. Maybe Fabio, you see something, or we can go otherwise into the questions if you want.
No, I mean this was great. I think the first part we talked about silver and gold, definitely the main interest, lots of volatility there. We saw the crazy move from one day min to one day max, and then of course the indices here. Very great roadmap for today, and of course, yeah, those are kind of like using the levels, building your plan. I think that's very interesting. Of course, more earnings coming this week, so definitely a lot of more opportunities and volatility. So we're going to cover that during this week. But I think, yeah, we can go and look at some questions and then go over those maybe. All right. There's a few questions on integrations. So let me go over that. All right. So what we have here is for those who are interested in taking the data into different platforms, we have all the integration, and let me paste the link here. And basically, there was a question about Ninja. There was a question about Project X. Project X, we don't have it yet, but you can actually use Queen to upload potentially the levels into the platform. Ninja Trader, Transpider, all of these are all updated via API. So what does that mean? That means that when you have one of these tools, you could have your asset and the levels will automatically update just by switching the ticker, and it's very, very nice and easy to use. So all of those are covered by API. So very, very important. TradingView, we don't have an API connection, but we do update the indicator directly for you guys. So you do have the updated levels, or you can use Quinn, which is our new way of requesting the levels. So you can, what Patrick was doing, you can type your tickets, you can request different level type, intraday, end of day blind spots, and then basically you just simply copy this and go into your custom level indicator onto TradingView, and then paste the levels directly into here. Right, so you can use the automatic indicators, our end of day or our blind spots, or you could use your custom levels there. And then there was a couple of questions about currency pairs. So what you see here, we also have levels on forex pairs. We cover 6 currency pairs, so euro, dollar, Canadian, JPY, Swiss franc, British pound, and what did I miss? I missed one, and Australian dollars, of course. So here what you see, we have 2 types of indicators for currency pairs. We have our gamma levels and we have our blind spot levels. So you can use the gamma levels, or I would always suggest use the blind spots on currency. We have a new algorithm there. It's pretty cool. Here is an example on Canadian dollar here, but we also cover all the other currency pairs that I mentioned. And welcome, Lenny. Say hi to Barry. We're always happy to hear. Barry's a great customer of ours, so happy that he's sharing. And welcome here, Lenny.
Yeah, and I want to add also something to this today, because it's so important. Because guys, sometimes you're asking us, hey, how can MenthorQ helping us to predict some black swan event, or how MenthorQ can predict some movements? Very often we say it's really hard to predict some movements, but there are some tools that can help you. And Maciej, as you was also showing us with the CTA models, this is, by the way, really cool, because based on the CTA models, if the CTAs doesn't move, doesn't buy some crazy price action or new highs, this is some information, guys. And at the end, I think it's always like connecting the dots. Like as you was also showing Fabio with the VIX from the silver ETF. So to now we was already like crazy high, and then start to connecting the dots, because at the end we have everything here on MenthorQ. Sometimes the CTA model can help you to predict something. And if you open maybe now the SPX CTA model chart, Fabio, you will see that we're also range banding at the moment. So we are also in an area based on the CTA position that we will break out at some time. Will we flash down or will we going up? So at the moment we're building a range. And long time we're not seeing a range like this based on the CTA models. You can see this on your chart also. This is only some inside information what we can give you. We are at the moment in a range based on CTA positioning, but at some point we're breaking out.
And I think, Patrick, why is the CTA so important, right? Because as retail traders, we don't really hear a lot of these things, and we don't really, maybe CTAs is a new concept, but basically the reason why we develop it is because it goes in line with what we are doing with the option data. CTAs take on a lot of liquidity and a lot of volume. They are kind of like quantitative funds that basically would basically move markets, and they trade based on technical levels, mostly using futures. Why is that important? Because whenever you are setting up a trade, you also want to make sure that you are in the right side of the market. So CTAs can help you understand, okay, like the CTAs are short in the market. So obviously, if you have a long bias, that means that you're actually going against a lot of liquidity that could potentially have an impact on your strategy. So I think that's very, very important.
Something else is also important. Look, CFTC are from Tuesday, and we get this report at Friday evening. Here, we each day new information, bigger are for me. This is better. Day per day, you can follow this, you can check this, and haven't got only 1 day delay, not 3 days on the day of the last. So this is why we will. This is extra value.
Yeah, exactly. So you can come here, you can look at the previous days, and you can see how things change versus the day before, the month ago, and so on. So it's very, very. So we have tables and we have charts, of course. But the other thing, if you don't understand kind of these concepts, so first of all, we have, if you go to our academy right here, and you can create an account for free, and you can scroll all the way down. We have a course showing you how to use the CTA's model. So I think is right here. Let me paste it in the chat. So this will help you understand how to use the CTS model and the other fund model. But again, if you don't know and you don't understand this, just come to Quinn and ask the question. Can you explain what the CTA's model is? And then simply learn through using Quinn directly on that, right? So here you get access to our guide, you get access to the course, and then you can kind of like continue learning directly through there. So very, very powerful.
Yeah. And there was one question about the VIXI and how to convert the VIXI to ETF. Yeah, I have the ES string there because, as you know, on the Quinn levels, you can query maximum 5 tickers. So that's why you were seeing first the ES. But it's really like basically go into the Quinn levels, type in VIXI, and then you have the levels there. Copy this into your MenthorQ custom levels indicator on TradingView. I personally use TradingView. And then in the settings, convert VIXI to VIX with auto ratio, and you have everything there. And of course, you must activate this. Yeah, so sometimes people forget to activate that you will be seeing the VIXI levels on VIX. That's it. Really simple.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome, Lini. Will be a pleasure if you sign up for us. So because at the end, we was showing you not only today, I think every single day, Fabio, you were showing this with the dashboard and how powerful this is, how this can be helping trader. You, Maciej, you were showing us how to use the models, how you use this for your gold and silver, and not only also for the dollar index, how important this is. I'm showing you this on the indices most of the time on NQ and VIX because this is my number one. This is my baby, and how we use this. And at the end, Fabio, if I would say this is easy, then this will become for many people not easy because it can be confused. But you know what, guys? If easy stuff is at the beginning always confusing. If you get this and not add something to this, only like having the levels on your chart, look into the MenthorQ dashboard, it becomes much more easier. And this really like this: trust the process, trust the levels, and wait. Be patient that it comes to your area where you really like. So I give you one example. For me, as you see, I have my swing trading levels there. If we come near a swing trading level area, I'm just waiting until we touching one of this levels, and then I will place my trade. But I will be not place my trade in the middle of everything. And today, doing London, it was a perfect example. I was not trading because it's Monday. Monday, I'm most of the time not trading so much at London because I need much more data. But at the end, it is really like simple approach at the end.
Yeah.
And don't bullshit me if I'm saying it's simple, because at the end, it's really simple. I can go to McDonald's and can teach this some McDonald's cashier in 30 minutes and they know how to use it. I can teach this my grandma. She would be know how to use it. But the really complicated stuff is like when our mind come in the game and request us, okay, when I should be enter, when I should be go long, how I should be taking my profits, how should I be do this. So many questions at the end. But the one goal, if you be new on MenthorQ or if you be a user of MenthorQ, to developing your A+ setups with MenthorQ is patience. Just wait and observing the levels. This is how I was, by the way, developing my A+ levels with the VIX, with the handshake, with the open space, with the hanging fruits, with the blackjack, and not only. So there are much more A+ setups, but it comes through observing and giving enough time. Can you also show us currency pairs? Fabio, you can do this really easy. You can go to 6E, 6A. So we have everything there. Or you can go to Euro, US dollar. We have all the levels there for you guys.
Yeah. So we have, as we said before, we have the 6 currencies. We also have gold. Yeah.
And if you be a gold trader, if you be want to learn how to trade gold with MenthorQ, so you have every single day here Maciej. He's really good. He was teaching me also how I should trade in gold. I'm not a gold trader, as you know. I'm good in NQ and VIX. That's it. But if I want to learn gold, I will go to Maciej because he using the same stuff what I'm using, and he teaching me this.
Yeah, and also, guys.
But be fair, Patrick. If I would like to make better steps, your VIX, few tips, amazing, bro. Thanks for that.
So at the end, yeah, we're helping us each other, and
This is how team works.
And this is also what we're doing here. We're showing you every single day. You can going into all the lives, Fabio, and at the end, we're showing you every single day the same. For me, sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, I will tell you again the same. It's like talking to my son. I'm telling them also every single day the same. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. But at the end, guys, it's exactly the same. What we're doing here, it's every time the same process. You can go through every live session. You can go through every morning prep, a weekly recap. You don't see that we change something. We having always the same process from day 1 to day Z. Every time the same process with MenthorQ, MenthorQ gamma levels, MenthorQ models, and we developing based on this the plan A, B, C. That's it. All right, guys.
Yeah, and also one thing. So we are not going to be live tomorrow because I will be traveling, and the team also is not going to be here. So we'll be back on Wednesday, and then of course just follow us. We also have all these sessions, and we are going to be live trading on 20 of February. Directly here on X and YouTube. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to sign up, just follow us, set the reminder. It's going to be very good. And if you missed the last one, just go back to our session here and you can see what we were doing in the last OPEX in January. So this was a couple of weeks ago. So in February, we're going to show you also what we do in our pro room. If you missed that, just go over to the previous one right here on the live.
And if you want catch today, gold and silver, and also NQ, then jump into the MenthorQ program. We will trading live together today. So we will all there. Me and Maciej, we will be there. We will have fun, and then let's take a closer look today how the market will be working. And later, we are back for the price action afternoon, where we say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and not good morning. So we will be there. So have a good day, have a fun, trade safe, stay green, stay positive.
Yeah.
Be safe. Bye-bye.
See you guys later. Bye.